Protesters across the country are looking for justice after the death of George Floyd, flooding the streets to spread their message. We spent the day talking to Tallahassee coaches about their emotions over the last week. We also spoke to Willie Ferrell, who knows the tragedy of losing a loved one to law enforcement all too well. For Willie Ferrell, watching the killing of George Floyd and everything that's followed has brought on emotions he wished he didn't know.
Jonathan was extremely quiet. Jonathan was a college student, never got arrested, no issues, and Jonathan got murdered.
Willie's brother Jonathan was shot and killed by police in North Carolina in 2013. 7 years later, the pain is still very real.
Whenever people can realize that it can be you, no matter who you are and how cool you are or what issues that you have, it can be you, then I think they'll start taking it more serious.
For coaches across the Big Bend, the last week hasn't been easy either.
I mean, the only thing I can say is just surreal. It is also an indictment on things that we probably need to address most definitely at some time in every community.
No matter what side you stand on, you're still in a state of disbelief and frustration.
It's frustration that needs to spark conversation. Biases exist, and these coaches know those walls need to be torn down.
If you're an athlete and you go into the room where there's athletes or there's a group of businessmen, more than likely you're going to end up going to the group where the athletes are, because that's just where you're comfortable. It's trying to break those type of biases.
Become uncomfortable. If that means that you need to go to a FAMU game because you've never gone to a FAMU game, go to a FAMU game. If you've never gone to a Florida State game, you need to go to a Florida State game. You have to make yourself uncomfortable in order for change to happen.
Change they are hoping to lead.
We don't shelter our kids from those things because we want them to understand, football is just a part of what we do. Because we have different political views or something like that doesn't mean somebody doesn't get to go home at night.
We have the pulse of the community in our own little fiefdom or whatever it is. And we have a slew of kids that we've touched and helped grow over time.
When you're on a team and you have a bunch of guys from different backgrounds, if you can get those guys to buy into the plan of action, bond together, you can get things turned around really, really fast.
Change that for families like the Ferrells. They can't wait to see.
It's showing that they're tired of it. It's showing that they want to fight. It's showing that they want to be heard. When we do get the attention and do sit in the meetings, we'll be able to move forward from where we are.
Willie said he wants protesters to have a plan. Eventually, everything that's going on will die down. And when that happens, he said, don't forget to keep fighting for equality. In Tallahassee, Allison Posey, ABC 27.